Hey, welcome back to the end of the week. It's Friday for 5 minutes. You have me talking to you about something, anything. Always be sure to leave a comment in the little comment area that you do on YouTube, and that's what I get as fodder for talking about future Friday 5 minutes. I'm going to try to do this a weekly thing. I don't know, along with my other long format things, but we're currently wasted 30 seconds of your time, so I'm going to just dive right in. I'm currently developing a new tool. It's an old tool for me. I'd originally built it to do day for night. You might have seen that video on the channel. I'll link it at the end of this one just in case. But what that tool did was a lot of things to how it shapes your image. And you can see here, we're looking at this image right here. The big thing to pay attention to when using this tool is your CIE plot and your vector scope, because it's going to play around with that. What we're going to do is we're going to reshape how these things go. So as you increase these values, it's going to pull the values, like watch that say plot, like we could crush the red corner of our cube and push in on it, and it pushes those colors a different direction. Or we could pull and crush the other side of our cube. And you might be thinking, well, what happens when now we did that weird thing to the green side? Well, when you push up and the values go up, you're pulling from the other side. So you're not heading to the greens that you took away with the reds. You're just taking away the reds now. And that kind of rebalances it. Or you can just push down on the greens even harder, would be where the other thing goes. And you can kind of just steer this around. It works really good for doing some really cool monochrome looks, as well as kind of desatting the things that you find distracting in the image. And it works on 6 channels. It's Tetra interpolation, which is a very big word, interpolation, as we steer this around. And then you get down into saturation, and we can kind of go, let's push that red sat up a little bit, not too far. We don't want to ruin her skin, so like tweak, make sure that the yellow gets up and balances it out. Now, we've put limits by moving these corners around on how far our saturation controls can go. So we can either add density. If you go up, you're adding more additive saturation. As you go down, even though you're subtracting it, it's subtracting, also getting denser, and things like that. And you can just kind of steer things around. Push that sign out. There we go. How are you feeling about this image so far? You guys, watch this through a little bit. We're just piping this into OpenDRT in the basic presets and things like that. The other feature it has is that it does this drifty bit, which I haven't decided if you should do the drift before or after you shape the cube. In the math of what it's doing under the hood, this operation does come before the cube shaping. If that makes sense. So, man, I'm wasted 10 seconds. I'm running out of time. I got like a minute left. So this is the shifty bit for drifting the image around. And then probably having to go back and deal with how you pushed on these cubes a bit. As you drift, the drifting happens before the shifting. And you can change the intensity of the shift just like so. So you get something you kind of like. But that is Tetra Cube Smash. Now, I haven't made this tool available yet. Please leave a comment whether you'd like to see this for free, which I'm sure everyone will want this to be free, or part of the Happy Little Noter Club, which is just a really cheap way to support me and my family with food to eat. Everyone that signs up is 1 day's worth of food, you could say. So, something like that. I'm looking for, yeah. Anyways, it's $47.34 to sign up to be a Happy Little Noter to get access to all the premium tools that I release. Yeah, that is just Cube Smash right here. Anyways, 5 Minute Friday, I'm out. Bye-bye!